I'm warning you.
Next time, it's gonna be glass.
Hey everybody, we're going to look at today, we're going to look at Flask number 122. Been home a little while, but went to Steve Schweitzer's wedding today. Okay, so we've got a brownish, almost slight green hue to it. Very floral. Get some citrus notes in there. Almost a little bit of a banana. Cheers. That's weird. That banana-ish smell is kind of rolling through in the taste. And this is one where it's not really fitting the bill. It's not an Islay Scotch. It's certainly doesn't appear to be acting like, oh God, now on the nose, that banana kind of smell is mingling, and it's giving me more of a bourbon kind of smell, but taste-wise, not so much. Oh, and because it was an annual inspection of something that's in its own special environment, I have the Mercury Magnum out today. Go through it at least once a year and make sure that rust isn't attacking it. Lightly oil a few things and then thoroughly wipe it down in Barricade, and the Barricade is doing nicely. Other than taking a white cloth and hitting, basically going over just about everything, I got a light coloring on the rag, so the Barricade's definitely doing its stuff. And just to get an idea, this is not something that fake, fraudulent, not our real president. You know, if he was going to go fire two shots in the air, he'd probably use that. Where I recommend that he put it up against his forehead and use this. You know, the wooden end. I take that off for him, and you just. Actually, it's best if you brace yourself. Ever done that little trick to a friend? Hey, if you don't want it to kick as much, lean against the tree when you pull the trigger. So we're talking a double barrel 10 gauge. I also got a package in the mail, and I'm really glad that I didn't have my cup of coffee still in my hand when I read who it's for. This is the first time, even from my mailman, he circled it and wrote "here?" ? If not, leave for Monday. In other words, if this was the wrong address, I'm supposed to leave it, and they'll try to find the right owner. It was addressed to Phil McCracken. Phil McCracken. Phil McCracken. Oh my God. Hey, let's use the Lord and Field cheese spreading knife. Now I haven't read any of the comments, so I don't know if someone's gonna say that's one of my favorite style blades. I don't mean to offend anybody, but it just looks like a big fucking butter knife, or something that you'd buy some like cream cheese, and you'd use this to spread it. over your crackers. It is sharp. Phil McCracken. Okay, we've got tissues. Oh. Oh. Could this be the dividend? If I would have known that, I would have used the dividend to open the dividend. Well, I guess I still can. Hold on a second. See that shit right there? Oh boy. Don't eat. Yeah. That is just pure sex. I don't care who you are. Oh yeah, so yeah, I've already got wear and tear because I carry it. I carry shit. You know. I know. Again, I've had this conversation, and I just don't see why I need to collect shit so that they're in perfect shape, so that somebody, preferably a family member, would end up getting it, so that I know that it's going to someone that is going to use and enjoy it. But wow, there's a whole bunch of subtle differences between these two blades. They're both called the dividend. So I'll show you the non-pocket clip side of both. This dividend is just smooth aluminum scales, and this dividend, the newer one here, has a little cuts and design in it. The internal liner is similar but not exactly the same. The pocket clips look well, no, the pocket clips are not even the same. We've got that on the original dividend, and we have more of a deep carry style clip on this one. So this one will actually ride even lower in your pocket. So in theory, you're going to see that much sticking out of this guy, and that one should ride all the way down. Blade centering is perfect on both. The blade styles are also different in multiple ways. You can see how that's just kind of solid, and that one is not. And then it comes down to what is really unique blade-wise is they actually have two different metals fused together. That's not just a oh yeah, you can sort of almost hear that. I think it's just badass. Now, I may have a little bit more of an issue carrying and beating it up, but again, it all goes down to we only get one go around here. Why not enjoy the stuff that you have? So, whoever sent this, thank you very much. It's a beautiful looking little knife, and of course my shit's all buried, but it's these sort of remind me of the leak. This one still has dinner on it. Important information about your new knife. Do not stick in your butt. Good idea. There. Wow. Just about every go at that, I'm getting something a little bit different, or should I say, I'm getting an addition onto the previous sip. Bourbon whiskey. Bourbon whiskey or just whiskey whiskey? Bourbon whiskey, whiskey whiskey. Let's see. Missing out on the last comments. Fantastic Voyage was Cadillac V saying, I love my Hellcat. And Pete's holster he made me is amazing. I cannot wait to get my hands on it, and really can't wait to see what Christine thinks of it. It'll be at that point in time that I will determine if I have my next carry gun, or in this case, you know, she doesn't carry a lot, but she's been carrying more and more. But whatever's her carry gun, doesn't spend any time in the safe. It spends its time on duty. Actually, the only thing of hers in the form of a pistol, because there is the 44 Magnum revolver that is in there. And, well, so both her revolvers are in there, the Birdie and the Model 29 Classic Nickel. But her HK is in there. But then that was. See, I foolishly thought, okay, I'll buy her a gun that's smaller than the one that I carry. It'll make a good carry gun. And she's like, oh man, this is awesome. It's a John Wick gun, and I want to own all of the John Wick guns eventually. And I'm like, yeah, okay. She's like, should we, try to find a holster? Why? So that you can carry it? I'd never carry that. I'd carry it, but that's fine. No, that's good. No, we're okay. Wow, it's getting to the point where I kind of wish I would have turned a fan on or something. It's getting the humidity today is. So this is the first time in well over a year. It's the first time in well over 5 years that I've worn a tie, and of course we woke up to it being like 81 degrees outside, and the humidity level is 75%. Hey Google, what's the weather like right now?
Right now in Duluth it's 81 degrees and cloudy. Today, there'll be thunderstorms with a forecasted high of 81 and a low of 43.
And the humidity percent is?
The current humidity in Duluth is 59%.
Ooh. It's dropped from 75. Thank you. Wow. I do not have a freaking clue what that is. Alright, I almost want to say it's a bourbon, but boy, it's got more floralness and a slight citrus, and of course a banana like a thing that goes on there. Floral, citrus, banana, I'm going with a bourbon. It's probably going to be wrong, and even though it's chock full of all sorts of uniqueness and flavors, I'm not really sure I'm enjoying it all that much. Definitely right in the middle, just a real bitterness. It's almost reminding me of my grandmother used to make this just shit swill dandelion wine. I never saw the process on how it was created, but yeah, dandelion wine. Oh, and I just realized for like the 52nd time in a row, I still need to. Of course, you guys are playing anyway. Now it'll just come down to somebody want me to ship it to them, or will it end up going in the Justin's thing? We need to move forward on that. I haven't really heard much about that, but of course, I can just do whatever the hell that I want. I mean, why not? I'm gonna anyway. I was thinking about the key bar, but I think this would be a good Patreon, something added to the Patreon thing again. I don't know. I've got a couple of them, and it didn't really go well when I washed them. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, if you don't know what the key bar is, it kind of makes your setup for your keys something similar to like a knife. You load your keys in between each of the washers, and like I don't know, I guess they're like, I would call it presentation, or you're only going to be using this for like maybe 4 keys on each side, probably. Yeah, in this configuration, maybe 4 keys on each side. But they send you with just different length fasteners and more washers, and they send along a pocket clip which you could put in the middle so that your keys don't fall all the way to the bottom of your pocket. So oh yeah, that would take up a slot too. I see the pocket clip is designed to go into this slot and come around and get captured by some of the keys. So it basically kind of makes your keys into a knife style thing where they flip out. And this company, Key Bar, was actually started and owned by a guy who used to be a YouTuber. He doesn't really do any YouTube stuff anymore, and he was part of kind of the inner circle way back when my channel was under 1,000 subs, kind of thing. Mike, he's a really cool guy, and I don't know. It looks like they grow and grow. I mean, maybe he doesn't even own it anymore. Maybe he was bought out by Amazon or something like that. But I really like the idea. But what happened to me, of course, is they got forgotten in my work pants, and somehow both of those screws on both of them, so 4 screws, backed their way out and ended up with keys and little washers frickin' everywhere. One of them had everything that I knew for my personal keys. The other one was one of the keychains for work-related stuff, and made in America, made in Savannah, Georgia. And after the thing kind of blew all apart on me, I just kind of gave up on it. And they had sent me another one to review a few years back, and it has literally just been sitting on the shelf. But no, I got to find something that we can put in the bottle ship. I like to make it something that someone may possibly want, but with what you guys have been doing, I'm also picking stuff that would be a good item to have in the Justin's kit, because you guys have been just all awesome in donating stuff into that. All right, so again, really kind of a kind of a hard, bitter hit right in the middle. And that's definitely affecting what I think about it. Not even in the middle. Kind of like right RFN in it. Yeah, I'm finding that a little harsh. Again, it is like a knockoff of my grandmother's dandelion wine. Yeah, except for like a whiskey version of it. I think I'm just gonna go with a 2. I don't know. Maybe it's something that would my viewpoint would change. I couldn't have been. I could not. I admit it. I have no problems admitting when I'm wrong. On the job, I have no problems admitting when I've screwed something up. You know, I don't leave it for someone else to find that. A favorite move of mine is when you're mortising out. When you buy a lock set, sometimes the kit comes so that you can take the plate around the guts. The part that's in the door. And you can just pop that off, and then it just slides right in. And sometimes the cheaper door handle or door knob assemblies, you cannot remove that whole plate. So I got to take and trace it with a nice thin pencil line, and then usually I score it with a utility blade. And if I don't have it, and it's like a last minute thing, like, hey, I need you to go over and take care of apartment number 3. J-Dog, and I have been known to just hand mortise it out with a hammer and a chisel, or just a chisel, and every now and then, somewhere between the razor blade and the chisel part, you don't color inside of the lines with your crayon, and it's like, and you like blow apart the door, now just basically looks like shit, all because of that one move right there. And depending on the circumstance, well, no, there's never been a circumstance where I've gone and made a purchase of another expensive door because I screwed up that little detail. So yeah, I when things go bad, life is what it is, man. If I screwed something up, I'll be the first to own it. Harmar says, "Hey, I thought you weren't doing a brew review." I lied. Oh, that's what I told him too. He said, "Staying strong, brother." Good. Yeah, because I said stay strong. Harmarsh, you better listen to me on this one. Okay. Not happy in. Oh. Oh, sorry, it's not going to let me use it because I was using it all yesterday. I was using it all yesterday on the, oh my god, I guess I'm just going to have to send it as a text and not in, oh, never mind, here it is. Hang on. 21. It unregistered this phone, and in order to use it now, I have to re-go through the registering it to this phone so I can use it again. Okay, here we go. No, I don't want you to save anything. Okay, Flask. 122. Again, I'm just guessing bourbon. I'm probably way wrong on that. It has a floral. Floral, citrus, and banana like flavor to it. And a very hard bitterness. I'm just going to leave it at that because every time I'm taking a sip, it's I'm getting hit sooner and sooner with the bitterness. I gave it a 2. Oof. Getting like a head rush. If you've ever used Casey's Barricade, it has a very distinctive odor to it. And Moon River, it's yeah. Hello, Harmarsh. We know it goes down fast. Holy crap on a cracker. Salty shellback, naked. And naked. Multi Gunman says, yes, I've been waiting all day for some salty nakedness. Smile Money here and on the podium. And Multi Gunman says it's the podium of low expectations. It's the little things in life, says Smile Money. Harmarsh, the knife designed is called Nesmik. They can be used for food preparation, seem to be a popular design on YouTube lately. Huh. Yeah, I guess a knife's a knife, right? But it has to have some kind of wow. Let's not forget, this is Lord and Field is the knife that me and a bunch of you gave a bunch of shit to Matt for destroying, and this is an out of the boxer with that right there. That's so the only thing I've done with this is open a cardboard box, and I've already nicked the blade. 440C. Supposedly 440C. I don't know. That could have already been in there. I guess I really didn't scrutinize it. I just literally have it out because I was taking the pictures for the end of the vidya, which I'll probably record tomorrow, maybe upload on Tuesday. Let's find out what I am drinking. Old Forest 86 proof. Old Forester 86 proof. Old Forester 86 proof bourbon review. Prices are from $21 down to $1.79. I shit you not, but this has to be something different. 1.75, or sorry, that was 50 milliliter. I have no idea what that is. I'll just looks like I can get this over at let's see, Sam's Club supposedly has it. The Walmart Supercenter supposedly has it. Yeah, so we're looking at a $17 to $22 bottle. Meal Team, theme for a strange world is one of his best. I guess I wouldn't argue that. you know, Surfing with the Alien is, you know, the one that put Joe on the map is one of my personal favorites. Yeah, for me, there's roughly 2 to 3 off of every single album that's probably on one of my playlists right now. Motorcycle Driver, of course, Flying in a Blue Dream is big. Strange, Beautiful Music. There's this, Joe Satriani to me is just illustrates the incredible ability that some musicians have. And on top of all that, he seems like he's also a genuinely a nice guy. Doesn't seem like the kind of guy that was ever tearing up hotel rooms and overdosing and that kind of shit. You know, I'm not saying that that's bad, but he just you know, he used a credit card to finance his first album, and the rest is history. And of course, our Minnesota Wild use his crowd chant as their music whenever a goal has been scored. So, in other words, what I'm saying is they don't have to play that music much. Yeah, I better put it away before I break it, before I can do the video. I was going to put this away, but I suppose I better keep it just in case somebody downs something. Cobra, hello. Hello, Cobra. Mr. Markmack 85, damn, I thought I was looking at Mr. Holster the way you downed that first beer. Laugh out loud. He and Jack would be proud of you, Eric. I take that. I take that as a great thing. It's kind of funny because I honestly didn't notice some of the shenanigans going on when he was here, and you know, I'm talking about the beer, and I think before I even put my lips to the glass, he is cracking his second one. So, yeah. What are we gonna do about this? This is not. Yeah. Skid steer fluid. This is the bottle I'm contemplating giving to the one of the beggars out in front of the liquor store, grocery store combination. I'm relatively confident that I don't want any more of that, but thank you, NIHAP. So I had the pleasure of meeting a gentleman also from New York today, one of Schweitzer's friends. He's also a local director, and it was kind of refreshing. I get the feeling that he probably leans a little bit in the direction of liberal, but when he started asking me about firearms and going shooting and that kind of thing, I definitely perked up a little bit. But it just seemed like such a nice guy. His name's Alex, and I better watch it because there's a chance that he might end up checking out. I did tell him that it's alcohol and politics, and he's probably smart enough to put 2 and 2 together, but I think he'd be a great candidate to possibly go on Christine's show, but he seemed real interested in maybe taking him shooting, and I was like, oh yeah, hell yeah. And one of the, and I really got to get, I'll probably share it with you. I might watch it first before I share it, but I want to check out. He's done one movie that I think he said was an hour and 30-something minutes. And then the other one that has been completed was like a 10-part thing, and a bunch of the filming was done over in Denfeld High School. There's almost an entire world that exists to that building, both underneath it and in the attic. And so when he started talking about the attic, and I started explaining both the basement and the attic, he's like, "Oh yeah, we were." So I'm really kind of looking forward to maybe checking out his stuff. But he was real interested in trading phone numbers and wanted to check out some of my stuff. So it's a good chance that he could possibly hear me say all this. So I really don't know what political affiliation he is. He as soon as I hear artist and Hollywood types are usually lefties, but the fact that he was very interested and understands that the world is changing and wants to be able to defend himself and wants to do it right, and I was like, oh, okay, well, So if he sees this and might get a subtle idea of my political leaning. I mean, don't get me wrong. If anybody asked me, I still had some issues with Trump, but to be more clear to the point, this is a fraud. This person was not elected by the American people. We are not fucking Argentina. It's one thing when some charismatic black man, Obama, comes out and people are like, oh, I've already told you the story. I got family members that fucking got cunt frosty over the whole thing, and it was just like, what is your problem? Oh, he's so dreamy. No, he's not dreamy. And I'm pretty sure he's banging a dude. Okay? I mean, I've seen pictures of Michelle, back when they're in the college days, and that Michael sure looks an awful lot like Michelle. But putting that aside, again, if you're a dude and you want to bang a dude, that's I guess that's your business. Just don't push your shit on us like what's going on right now. This whole, we can't possibly know the gender of a baby when they're born. I don't know, you could start by opening your eyes, I guess. I mean, sometimes it's hard to tell when there's a diaper on, but, just like with Joe Biden, just remove the diaper and you can see what a true dick he is. Okay, which means I now need something to, something to enjoy myself with while we, I don't know, I just don't Meal team would not like that one. And I don't remember if I like this one. It's in a big can and it's 9%, so I guess I could piss off Miles and just pop this bad boy open. Joey here, but not paying attention tonight. No shit, Joey. Multi-Gunman says, so business as usual then, join the club. Joey, I'm just going to go with no comment. Fucking pathetic. That's all I got to say. Big little things IPA. J-Dog's here at work. Boko Loco here and unaccounted for. Multi-Gunman beer? Fuck that. It's whiskey time. Multi-Gunman, except for you spell it wrong all the time. I could ignore you, just like completely ignore you. Well, it's probably not something that you would personally get into, but it is spelt right. So, how about a little blind squirrel? And that glass will need to be washed out. Harmarsh, the Hellcat seems like a nice gun. I certainly cannot find very many, well, not very many. I can't find a single bad review of it. I hope it fits the expectations and need for Christine. She's a huge SIG fan, but just did not like several things about the SAS, the 365 SAS, and that's why she sold it to Matt. Like she said, she goes, I'm not gonna have that kind of. Of course, then she turns around and gives him an unbelievable deal. Of course, at the time when I told her that, seems how you want to sell that, I said, Matt's very interested. And then that's when she looked outside and saw Matt in the middle of splitting an entire truck's bed's worth of firewood for us. And not just splitting a big old piece into like 2 or 3 pieces, but like splitting a big old piece into like 8 pieces so that it would handily work in the fire pit without being an all-night thing. So, yeah, so she gave him a hell of a deal, considering I bought it in the first place. Of course, it was a gift for her CCW. But yeah, I hope the Hellcat meets her expectations right off the bat. It has a safety lever on it. If it turns out that she really loves it, I just don't know. I don't think I can purchase. I don't think I can purchase a gun that has a safety on it when it's a striker fired gun, for God's sakes. I mean, to each his own. To each his own. That's exactly. She's not the only one. I know quite a few people that prefer to have a safety lever on their firearm, but to me, I just want to know that I can draw and fire without having to think about another thing. You know, some guns comes more natural. Something that I've carried a lot is a 1911, and I find it fairly natural to draw the gun and to be flipping the safety off as I make ready to adios the bad guy. But I certainly would rather meet her expectations of what she would prefer in a carry gun, as opposed to not carry. Because I can tell you, under this fraudulent, line-cheating, socialist, fascist, communistic regime called the Deep State Democratic Party, life isn't getting any better. As a matter of fact, everything everything that I used to hold true and believe was right has now been flipped, and people that think the way we do and have the moral fiber and the thoughts and believe in our founding fathers and the direction for which this country should be headed has all just been erased. It's we're somehow now the bad people. We're the radicals. They're waiting around for a bunch of right wingers to go nuts. Well, that's kind of funny because every single time something happens, it turns out not to be the case. And I haven't heard any follow-up information, but evidently there was another mass shooting. There's a surprise. Joe Biden, congratulations. Under your fraudulent lying hashtag Biden is not my president regime, we've in a very short amount of time, you have just taken the cake for all of the bad things that can happen in this country. Congratulations. You are just proving that if you would have legitimately won, what a fantastic leader you are. Meanwhile, most of us are trying to find a second job just so we can afford gasoline. And, but that's okay. Don't waste your time talking to a libtard because they are still rah. We support Joe. And you guys just missed out on all of that stuff that Trump was doing that made America great. I mean, you were part of America. I mean, I realize that you have no idea what patriotism and standing up for your country is all about because the typical libtard Democrat is just completely against all those things that people like our founding fathers held true to our country. Democrats are, for the most part, a complete embarrassment. Clyde, 12th, Whiskey and Revolution for All. J-Dog, other than the basics of the book, it's not the same without remorse. No, it's not. There's only a few things that you can even say have anything to do with the book. All I'm saying is that if you're into it and you're evaluating it 100% based on it following the book, it's a complete flop. Not close. If you're just going to watch it for a big dollar action movie, it's worth checking out. And I was looking for some feedback on that. Anybody that's a Tom Clancy fan, you'll be nothing but disappointed. That's so typical, though. That's just so typical. Oh, and Clyde, I have absolutely no idea what it is I'd want to have right now. Nine aged years in oak casks, distilled in 2010, bottled in 2020. Cask Exploration Series. A product of Scotland. Distilled, matured, and bottled at the Brookalaty Distillery. Excuse me. That was so uncalled for. Sharky, if you were still married, I would apologize to your wife. But since she's an ex-wife now, fuck her. I mean, I'm glad you guys still get along. That definitely makes life easier, as opposed to her being a lying, fact-manipulating twat weasel like the hooker I used to be married to. It could have been so much better for the sake of the children than it actually turned out to be. That's okay. I'm sure karma is somewhere. Thinking about Clyde. That's a Canadian belt knife. Awesome, awesome field knife. So Clyde, what you're saying is you actually like this style knife. I mean, I could see that you could actually use it as a skinner. I'm gonna have to see if I can dazzle that chip out of there. I should have brought down my other one to see how closely these guys line up. And again, you are talking about a scout style carry. What you can do though is, right now this would be set up to be this way behind me, so I'd reach around. I give her a reach around and pull it out this way, but you can remove the screws and then flip it around so that it's the other way if you want to be able to reach behind and get it with your other hand. Like, say you're reaching for your firearm with this hand, and for whatever reason you also want to cut somebody, you can reach behind you and do that. This guy, I did not have an option to flip it around this way, but I'm okay with weak side for a blade, strong side for a gun. Oh, I so badly wanted to carry this today for Steve's wedding, but seems how it actually was in a church and not like a justice of the peace or something like that. And I always get my shirt right on the very end of it right there. But I did end up with an oldie, a gun that I used to carry the absolute shit out of, and lately has been an on duty, undisclosed location, smile money. My Walther PPS. I had a brand new, not used Remora holster. The Remora holsters are basically meant to just sandwich between your skin and your pants. They just kind of stick there because the outside of the material is kind of like Spider-Man fun. And all I did was just put it in the front pocket of my pants, and it was like you wouldn't been able to tell I was even carrying. I have a couple of holsters, and I cannot remember. That Alienware might be tuckable. I also have at least 2 other holsters that would have possibly been tuckable. But I was like, okay, this is great. I can basically deep carry a large firearm. Like if that Alienware was a tuckable holster, that meant that holster is for the SIG P220 10mm that I bought from Ed. The problem is you have to get through your layer of your shirt. Now that's all taking time. I just, I'm like, okay, I'd rather have the gun in my front pocket. I mean, as fast as reaching into my pocket to pull out a lighter or a set of keys, I would have had a gun in my hand. So I went with that. That, and I had the additional mag. I carry it with that gun has 3 mag options. There's a 6-rounder, a 7-rounder, and an 8-rounder, and I do not own the 6-rounder. The 6-rounder is flush and it's the smallest. You get a little pinky action with the one, and then you get an extra round and a lot of pinky action with the extra mag. So I had the extra mag with me. And again, if anybody's out there going, well, wow, did you think that the priest was going to go nuts? Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but bad guys don't seem to give a fuck where they are when they want to do bad stuff. So That's why I carry a gun mainly for all of the reasons that I haven't thought of. And may not sound tactical or macho, but I pray the day comes that I never ever have to reach for that gun. What actually kind of worries me is that I've carried for so long that I might actually forget I'm carrying if something bad happens.
I just have Friday left to do.
I just have like a shelf of whiskey to drink and then I'm done.
Okay.
Want to get in on it? I guess not. I like everything about this. I like that color, and I really think that that is just very unique and awesome. And of course it's a Kershaw, so you draw it across your fingernail and you leave a path if you decide that. My God, wow. Do a little, take a little off the top. Hey, Harmarsh, why not just do like this and do a reverse mohawk? What else am I carrying right now? Oh, I got pipe tobacco in my back pocket. What else is back there? Might be my butt. Pipe tobacco in my back pocket. I think it's the usual suspects. I got, I always, little things I learned from my NIHAP. I got like 2 large and walking around money in my front pocket, along with, not kidding, and got 2 mags. I got some Mikey Happy rounds, and then these. Lately, anything that I carry after hours or on the weekend, I usually always have like 2 speed loaders for the 629, a couple mags for 1911. This the Wilkinson. I really like the way this feels, and it doesn't really matter if you choke up on it and possibly put your finger in the battle zone, or just kind of hang out back here or not. Of course, you got the Leatherman Rev, and then this guy, Fox Knives. But as full disclosure goes, I still think this is much more badass than even this guy. Now, if you're looking for I'd have to put him on the scale, which I can do thanks to Tardisius. Yeah, it's hard to tell. These are both very, very, very close. Where are we? Yeah, we're already at an hour. Nobody gives a shit which of the 2 of these weighs more. Actually, because I was shipping out stuff, I don't know if I even have the scale down here right now. Oh yeah, I do have the scale. And I just said nobody gives a shit, but you know what? Hey, this is my reality, not yours. Hey, a little something for you libtards out there. Did you know that a knife weighs more when it's open than when it's closed? Come on. What in the hell? Okay, maybe I won't be. Here we go. Okay, so I'm still thinking this guy might be a little less. 3.2 ounces. I'm going with 3.4. Oh my God, I am wrong. 2.9. 2.9 versus, you know, and this is the one that just really feels airy, but there is a little bit more girth and to the blade on this guy. Now, this one 2.9. 3 ounces, so the original dividend actually outweighs that one by a smidge. I say. I'm gonna have to work my way up to carrying it. It's right now. It's a very nice looking knife. Clyde. Yeah, I know it's my money. Poco Loco, I pray you watch over the young that I lead in the battle. You use me as your instrument in this awful hell of war to watch over them, especially if there are men like this one besides me, deserving of a future in our blessing and goodwill. Amen. Oh yes, and one more thing, dear Lord, about the enemy. Ignore their Heron prayers and help us blow those little bastards straight to hell. Amen. And Sharky says, We Are Soldiers, a great movie. I may have seen that. I'm not even sure. Poco Loco, heck yeah, Cobra. Everyone loves their own flavor. Oh yeah. Clyde, G9. G9 is a miss. Clyde, morphine is great, but cocaine is a hell of a drug. That's also a movie line. Yeah, I forget what movie. Clyde, Captain O'Hagan. I swear to God, my pistol... I'll pistol whip the next guy who says shenanigans. These boys get the syrup in them, and they get all antsy in their pantsy. I will believe ya when my shit turns purple. Read more. My shit turns purple and smells like rainbow sherbet. Sherbet. There was a time when we'd take a guy like you in the back and beat you with a hose. Cobra H5. H5 is a miss. H5 is a miss. I don't sound like a smart ass, but right now you have 1, 2, 3 more possibilities. McLean, get a haircut. McLean, I can read the brew girl's lips. Which ones? You know, if it was up to me, I'm already beyond, you know, I'm in haircut territory again. Tardisia, serrations on a knife is correct. Jimping is politically incorrect or gay. Yeah, See, again, Tardisius, you'll be happy to know there is no jimping on here. And I know how much he's against jimping because anything I've received from him, especially if he had used it a while, I got shit like all over the place. Wow, this is the kind of shit you don't even want to give to a friend, right there. Yeah, see, He is so against it that he actually will remove it. And this guy here, I have been working my ass off to try to get this thing. Oh, I tell you, Tardisius, the Cyclone, I have never struggled so much to get a blade, to get a good edge on it. When you finally do get an edge on this beast, it usually keeps it for quite a while. Problem is gotta always like find the proper angle, and it's the angle of the dangle. Now this poor thing has literally had the actual fuck beat out of it. Yeah, I should not put it back in this drawer. I would like to get this thing razor sharp and put it back in my my work rotation. Wow, I have just Odysseus. Look at that blade. That blade. Yeah, that's because this thing has been a pry bar. This thing has. I am terrible on this knife. I have done things to this thing that I had to actually use a chisel in order to just get it to open and close again. And there was a while that it didn't even do that. I actually got it back to being functional, but it is just a freaking beast. I have the utmost respect because I just know what that poor knife has been through. Brad, all in, balls out. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Brad, you bitch. Wade, Joey, and Eric. Eric, you're in a room with 100 dicks. How many are you choking on? Joey, none. Eric, so you're really good. Yes, Wade, that's funny ass shit right there. Brad, I identify as first. Well, shit. Then, Brad, you're first. I'm sorry, guys. That's the way this shit works these days. Brad is technically first. Because that's where he identifies. Wade, I have a similar knife from Cold Steel called the Canadian Belt Knife. It's a general utility knife. Makes a good food prep steak knife. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all. I mean, but do I actually want to... do I want a scout carry just so I'm set up when I'm out at the grill? Stop. Just stop, Eric. It just seems like once I'm done with the review, it seems like another... This is probably just going to end up in the Patreon pile for the Patreon boys. Every single time that happens, I just add another note. First I draw to find out what we're going to give, and then I pick a name. And then I piss off Clyde by the fact that his fucking wallet never showed up. Thank you, USPS. Rich Huff, cheers all. Clyde would have probably just shot it at 1,000 yards anyway. Stephen Hobson Lead. Rainbow Sherbet is their sour that they have in distribution, in my opinion, is the best that they have in distribution, in my opinion, but who am I? Slush is good too. Cocoa Berry, I didn't mind Cocoa Berry. Vape Tricks and are not awesome compared. Yeah, I didn't mind the Rainbow Sherbet. Stephen again. Still have some Port Charlotte 10 in the floor, just staring at me. It's great and smooth. Yes, it is. Oh, and by the way, I gave Matt some some of the Port Charlotte yesterday and asked him how it compared, what he thought about it, and he only went one notch higher than when he originally reviewed it. And I was like, okay, that's fair. I mean, he's, for the most part, he's consistent. Steven, the Battle Box blade looks like a large cheese spreading knife, like one of the one that would come with your cutlery board. Yeah, it does. It look. Christine actually just got. Well, actually, it's not entirely true. She got a nice little cheese cutting board, and then it came with something that looked like a frickin' mallet with a blade on the end of it. But I've seen very similar to this style for cheese spreading. Trust me, I like me a fixed blade knife. A couple of my, not just a couple, several of my favorite blades that I have and have received through BattleBox are fixed blade. But I don't dig that style of a knife. It's no, not at all. OUCR 220 present. Cheers. Salute. Hey, I mentioned the only thing I had is a couple of tacos at Steve's wedding, and I didn't have shit last night. I didn't have breakfast, and yeah, it's this stuff's hitting hard. I mean, it's a good possibility you might see me naked in the next 15 minutes. And I can say, big up, much appreciated, or already. What does any of that really have to do with him saying present, cheers, salute? Big up. What the fuck is big up? Definitely not Joey. Sorry, my brother. I can't select any of the pre-decided bullshit from ScrewTube. Sharky, BattleBox looked decent to me. I like the knife. Looks like a good utility food prep knife. It does look like a good food prep knife. I just don't know if I'm normally carrying stuff on me for food prep. That's all. I mean, you wouldn't surprise me if Sharky, it wouldn't surprise me at all if he's standing out there going, spatula in one hand, tongs in the other, reaches over his shoulder, pulls out what would he pull out? Something that I haven't already mentioned. Could be another spatula. That's the way he rolls. And then I could reach in for your scout carry and whip out a butter knife. I can see him doing it. Got food shit from him already today. Sharky, 24-inch with the Beta Mag, almost as curvy as the Brew Babe. Nah, both are nice. Thank you, sir. Didn't scourge. You didn't even open the can for over a minute. Well, gotta get some points back with Mr. Holster. Sharky, the Without Remorse movie is nothing like the book, not even close. The only thing that matched was Clark's name and that he was a SEAL. I could watch the movie, but it had nothing to do with the book. Amen. Absolutely. Sharky, J5, kill stealing time. J5 is a miss. Well, I have to say, even though a few of you have gotten on to some killing very fast, the fact is that this has been a one. I think the carrier went down pretty fast, but there's a lot of hits all the way around. Sharky, SH. Second to the last comment, Jeremy, Pulp Fiction reference. And last comment, David Brown, without adult supervision all day. That is a dangerous thing right there. That happening. Okay, we're going to the club, and I'm not really enjoying the beer. I love the Port Charlotte though. First in the club is DFC. Here's to the sunny slopes of long ago. Salute to all of our fallen friends. Mr. 27, intro babe, very yes. Mr. 27, brew babe, also yes. Mr. 27, Joker Bomey, yes. Mr. 27, the beer and the boobies channel. Mr. 27, 52nd. I'm going to hit the refresh button just one time, and we're already... Mr. 27's last comment stands. And I am out of here.
Dinner break. Time for pizza.
Cheers.